Hey y'all, welcome back to my kitchen. Today I've got a special treat for you. I am making a low-calorie ramen. Stick around, I hope you guys enjoy this. Alright, so to start this off, we're going to take a homemade dashi that I went ahead and prepared ahead of time. And this is actually a really easy dashi because it's just kombu and dried mushrooms that I have soaked in the fridge, and you can do anywhere from 30 minutes to overnight. And what we're going to do is just pour that straight into our pot. Kombu, mushrooms, and all. Alright. You want to get all of that in there. Make sure that's all the way in. And then you want to turn your front burner on to a medium high. You're not going to want to bring this all the way to a boil. As soon as that starts to bubble, you're actually going to want to take your kombu out. Otherwise, it's going to start to smell a little funky and it's going to give a funky texture to your soup. So while the stock is coming up to a simmer, I do want to take a second to talk about the star of this show. And that is the shirataki pasta that I have bought instead of ramen. It is a low-calorie option for this. This whole package only has 45 calories total, and it is easily 2 servings worth of noodles in here. And as soon as you have pulled them out and drained them, they are actually good to go. You can eat them raw like this. You can also boil them for a minute or two. You can even microwave them for a minute. You can stir fry with them. You can do just about whatever you want with these noodles, and it is a good low-calorie replacement for the noodles you would regularly use. Alright, so my pot has just started to have little bubbles forming in it, and that's the time where you want to go ahead and grab the kombu out of your stock, because you don't want anything to get super funky. And I just put that back into the bowl I set as the base. And with that done, if you want a meaty stock, go ahead and take some bonito flakes. But if you don't have it, you're good to go with just what's in there. But as that goes to come up to a boil, I add my bonito flakes in and just stir that in. And with that, also going to stir in maybe 2 tablespoons of soy sauce. There you go. And just give that a really good mix. And at this point, you do want that to come clear to a boil. Alright, so once that started come back up to a boil, take your bowl, and you want to go ahead and fish out all the mushrooms. You don't have to fish out the bonito flakes. I like to because of texture. But the longer the bonito flakes stay in there, the more of a meaty flavor they're going to leave in your stock. And we aren't going to toss any of this because I'm actually going to use it here in just a little bit. But now's where the fun begins. So our water for our stock is already going really good. And I have here just some enoki mushrooms that I got from the Asian food store. And these don't take a lot of work. What I like to do is just cut the bottom off, put those in there, And then rinse them off a little bit. You don't need to rinse them off a lot. And then I just drop them straight into my stock, like that. These do not take very long to cook. Alright, take yourself some ginger. The back of my knife is not wanting to be my friend today. But you just want to peel yourself a small amount of ginger, and you can actually use a butter knife to peel it. That skin comes off really easy. And you don't need a whole lot for something like this either. Ginger can have a very powerful flavor to it. And there's nothing worse than a mouthful of ginger when you're not expecting it. Alright, so your mushrooms are in there. Grab your... If you don't have something like this, this is a microplane. I recommend getting one. They're very useful. And I just shred it straight into the soup. Alright. And make sure, you'll see there's a bunch on the bottom right there. Make sure you take your time and get all that good off of there. And that ginger is just going to add a little bit of brightness to your soup. Okay? Now then, it's time to start building our plates, and it's only been just a couple of minutes. Okay, so to start building your plate, I take one of these mushrooms. We are just going to slice it. Ooh, they're still a little hot. Like so. Okay, we're going to set those aside. We're also going to grab 2 pieces of nori that I just buy in packages like this. And the reason why I buy it in little packages like this is because you don't have to worry about as much waste, and these packages are pretty cheap. So we're going to start making our bowl. Take however many noodles you want, and just dump it right in there. Now, this packet of noodles is easily enough to make 2 bowls for a normal person. I'm not a normal person. I love me some ramen. So we can go ahead and shut our broth off at this point. Alright, so we go ahead and we put our mushrooms in. And then I take some dumplings that I steamed earlier to put in there. And then a couple pieces of crusty pork belly that I got from my local Asian food store. Okay. Alright. And then you just put however much of the stock you would like on top. Make sure you get as much of that enoki mushroom in there as you can, because they will have taken and soaked up a ton of flavor. And there you have it. Homemade ramen with just a basic dashi mushroom stock. Alright, so here's what's cool about this. You can add whatever you want to it once it's done. Ramen is one of those things that is a vehicle for your own creativity. Sometimes I like to do about a 6-minute boiled egg on there, or you can even do tea eggs or ramen eggs, whatever it is you like. You can do different meats. You can even add different things to your stock. Sometimes I like to put a little bit of just milk in here, and that's just going to add an oomph and a creaminess to it. You can also do unsweet coconut milk. You can make this totally vegetarian. Whatever way you choose to go with this is up to you. Anyways, I hope you guys had a great time. Thanks for watching.